Hello Blender folks, welcome and welcome back. This is Gnomes. Today will be sort of a mix of topics, usually revolving around rigging, but the thing is, let's see if everything is right. Hold on folks. Okay, so unfortunately or fortunately, this whole thing of rigging the mouth of a character like organic 3D cartoon, so some sort of simplified character, stylized at least, but still quite organic, especially regarding the shapes that I would need for the lips. So in case you do not know, I have already past experience with complex advanced mouth rigging using some sort of combined methods, including one that you can find on Blender artist forum for free. There's a tutorial documentation. It's called Universal Sonic Mouth Rig. This allows to have the mouth of a character to be placed anywhere on the muzzle, right? Very 2D-ish like for some design regarding those furry sonic character design, certain anthropomorphic maybe, and cartoon in general, anime, even manga anime, they do that a lot, but some cartoons do even more. So like you want to get the mouth corner, lips corner to go right there and keep the, yeah, so, and move the whole mouth. I cannot show right here, but yes, I would have some experience on doing that and implemented this. I have made many streams on that topic, on that subject. I was rigging that exactly, and in the end I was able to make for Dorothy, her sister, not her, she's Aisha here, but I was able to sort of I wasn't able to get rid of all of the artifacts, of all the problems, so it wasn't perfect, but it was quite working somewhat. And then I got tired, and then it was at that time also that it's not that I gave up. I've tried to experiment with Boolean modifiers, and so here then I wanted to build this new character. Okay, so I built from scratch based on the other template of Dorothy. So I've made Aisha, second new character I made. So for the cast of characters for 3D animation show, right? Sorry if I take too time presenting this, but let's put some soundtrack here to help, just contextualizing what's happened. So I was pretty confused 2 days ago, or anxious somewhat, because I was about to get into trouble. Yeah, exactly. This ended up that the solution that I have for that I thought that would work experimentally wasn't that much, so I faced some problems that I cannot solve yet. Maybe it's unsolvable, or maybe it's very solvable, but I'm missing some fundamental here. I am considering even, so for example, I was starting to have some dependency cycles in relation between geometry nodes and object modifier, something crazy like armature modifier, which didn't make sense. I hadn't that before. I did additional tests, and I don't know why it happened here. So you can see there's some stuff going on here. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to delete all this Boolean stuff on this version, and so I want to go back until I find a concrete solution for this geometry nodes mouth. I'm okay going back to the Universal Sonic Mouth Rig, which is a setup that can combine with these characters, but it's very hard. I found out, and especially the ways I want to do, right? So the character design is a bit more complicated. There are a few more experiments I could try to achieve regarding that. And then let's see, okay, why do I have this? Okay, this is not important. So I'm going to try to first delete some data here. Let's start saving this something like here. I don't need this graphism stuff. So I have this new backup file. I will go here to find the Blender file. Let's see, where would be geometry nodes? Oh, they are here. So what are they? Oh, they are inside, right? Can't I want just to delete all this stuff, but I don't know where to find them. Node groups. Oh, there we go. All right, so apparently all right, let's do like this. So I would have mount setup, because maybe those things are conflicting. Oh, there's some geometry nodes that I don't want to delete actually. Yeah, that are, it's just those for the mounted. All right, so apparently I need to, well, I cannot select them from here, so I don't know how to access those things. No, not that. This is annoying. I just want to clean those. Okay, so this, I remember what this is. This is just for adding. Oh, this is not even on this model here. This is for the other character. So delete geometry nodes. I delete auto smooth. I delete Aisha. Okay, this one. This is new. This is new. This is, yeah. So these are the stuff that I was making. Node group, what is this? And smooth by angle. No, I don't want any. This is probably something about the compositor, right? So I'm not gonna touch that. So this is just the Aisha hair circle. You can check here what that is. It's some extrusion thing. So this is procedural. Let's get to the back to the view layer. Then let's go to the cloth and make them selectable, and if I check here, need to select and select all and point where. Okay, there we go. So all these, I don't remember what I did here, but basically it's just some extruding mesh going in multiple directions from materials. So this is subdivide mesh. All right, so this is procedural subdivision, so I have more details. Then we have some material selection here, that crystal material. Okay, then for selection, then the faces of crystal, these ones they extrude, and then we have a top extruder. Then I don't know about the orientations, but in the end, scale elements, and so we can reduce the scale. Control C here, so you see some stuff like that, all on this crystal thing. And then join geometry with another thing that is fabric. Where is that? What was this one? Ah, maybe this is not working. I don't see anything changed, so maybe this is outdated. Oh, fabric floral. Of course, I'm not using this anymore, so this is... Okay, so let's change here. Let's put the... I don't know what will happen. I don't remember the setup. Let's see. This, the... Fortunately, I've reorganized these materials. Yeah, where's this? I'm trying to find the velvet. There we go. So I'm not sure if this is what I really wanted. Maybe, yeah, I guess that would be, but it's a bit strange to have that particular material doing that. It can work, but I think it will be the coat. Maybe a bit funnier. Yeah, I think this is better. Yeah, I think that was the idea. So I've just ended up changing the materials. That's why I have here. Okay, so I can update then. So just have this one that's clean. Then I noticed that I also have some materials to delete. And I need to do something about that. Let's see. Looks like we have some clothed dark. No, this is it's not saved. Maybe this is another scene. Yeah, those are. So this is why these are still messed up. Yeah. So, anyways, let's ignore this cleanup. This is not interesting here. I want to share something that I found very important if you like to make image texture stuff. On the other characters, I was having Dorothy, I was having giga trouble with that, and it was very simple actually. Let's first let's close this Blender, reopen, so I can check for those dependency cycles. Open recent. All right. Okay, there are still some weird dependency cycles. What is this coming from? Def mount, geometry nodes modifier stack order. Looks like there is some geometry node that. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's access here. Well, it doesn't exist, so I'm just gonna delete that. And sorry folks, this is okay, it's saved. Seems to be correct. Okay, but we still have problem with geometry. No, this is not geometry node, so this is some sort of problem with the why this is calling this to. Yeah, something is bugged about this character, so maybe I should just delete this armature. This is new armature. Let's delete that. And then let's clear parent here, delete this armature modifier, don't have eyebrows armature. No, I don't want. Let's make it clear parent. Does this has any parent too? Oh, there's some parent. Yeah, so clear parent, clear parent. Okay, those are cleared. This is probably old, right? It's not. I'm just gonna maintain it because the ghost is for some posing features. I have to remake this, but clear parent. Let's check subdivision, mirror, all that is not important. Alright, so that seems to be right. Mount this, yeah, delete this armature. Mount lips, this is old setup. Yeah, so this was for the geometry nodes. No, thank you, I don't want that. And then this is maybe reusable. Some teeth, yes, arcades. Yes, these are probably gonna reuse. So lips, what is this? Yes, this is actually not this way that I'm going to build this. This will be for another setup. Yeah, so this I can just trash. This will be for the geometry nodes setup, so not for now. So unfortunately, we're gonna make it in a way that is harder. Do this. Yeah, they have parent, right? So let's clean these parents. Is that enough? Okay, let's just clear parents here, just to keep those things. Mount. Here, okay, here is done. Then clot. The clot seems correct. No parents, that's perfect. And then we have this grease pencil. Maybe it's have some. No parents. Okay. And this backup of grease pencil, why would I even need it here? I don't think I need this anymore. And this is a new, just when I create new stuff. Unfortunately, it's down there, it's hard to, let's put it here. It will be easier to click if I ever need it. Alright, then saving here. This is an old armature, so I'm start to make an armature from scratch. But first thing, let's save, close, open that. So this is getting rid of those dependency cycles. I don't really know what caused them so far. I researched, but some strange thing relative to. Then I tried to remake the build on a new file, and it sort of worked. So okay, one fundamental thing that I wanted to show, and I'm going to present this as a star. This is a highlight. So basically, for texture painting, and if we are rigging or still modeling the character, there is one thing. Let's say that I have texture painting here for the skin material, but I'm not gonna paint the skin right now. Of course, it is completed, but there is the idea here that if I keep changing the mesh, editing the mesh, right, for rigging sometimes this is important, and I have an image texture that is not procedural, then it will affect the image texture UVs, and so they will displace the UV texture all the time. And so what happened to me is that I started to have tools, active tools, no, workspace, no. Now I have to find what it was, right? Back blender, no, it's not here. Symmetry, brush settings. It was something like here. Texture, no. Advanced effect alpha, no. Stroke, no. Symmetry, no. Options, external, well, maybe I'm in the wrong, maybe it's on the image editor. No, I was pretty sure it was... Okay, no worries, I'm going to find my... It would be called texture painting UV, snapping UV, clothes to projects from view, sharp pixel edit. Okay, it is this one. So basically it's called...
The second option is to again select the object, go into edit mode, and we navigate to the active tool shelf. The active tool shelf is actually found in the sidebar here. And should the sidebar missing for you, can you press the N key to toggle the menu on and off.
So this guy is using an add-on, but at the same time there's...
You can go to the properties editor, which is found at the bottom right here. And then you press on your active tool and workspace settings. In here, let's go to the toolbar up here. Those are the same options here. You open the options shelf here, and then you're going to toggle the correct
options transformed option. Correct face attribute. Okay, but I saw this. I tested it. Oh, it's edit mode. Alright. It was not on texture paint mode. It is on edit mode. So here we go. Tools, options, correct face attribute. So the problem is that I was using correct face attribute. So look what happens when we start to... Okay, eventually that would happen. We'll have, you see, start to have some offsetting of the texture. While if I have this disconnect disabled, you see I can, the image texture starts to get indeed displaced. Let's get the Aisha skin here. And so all my texture was getting messed up like that, like they start to have some stuff that I had to repaint over and over again. But there existed that simple option of turning that off. That doesn't mean that I wouldn't have to then readjust the UVs and the image texture, right, repaint, but at least in the appearance I wouldn't be creating these holes in the... So I'm trying to find the... I never know where to find that thing. I want to show the... There, yeah. It doesn't appear here. And maybe I'll have to get here. So let's see, for example, I'm in here. What UV is that? It's here. Let's pick here, for example. Yeah, this one is on the corner. So here I'm sure that will happen. So if I started to edit it, I don't know, for whichever reason, you see what starts happening there? Ugly, horrible, right? And so sometimes, I just want to change one of the, because my workflow, bad workflow for production, but actually, if you want to keep rotating sometimes, then that kept happening everywhere in the body. I was having all those artifacts because that doesn't stretch the, doesn't really transforms the well, stretch the texture over the UV, something like that. While if I turn this off, so this is much more interesting if we have to re-edit the mesh in some, and we don't really want to be losing the mapping, right? Of course, then if we end up stretching the texture too much at some area, it might look bad. So we can sort of, there's a way to map that, right? There is some sort of operator, right? No, option, not operator. There's sort of an option which allows us to see. No, it's not these. Yeah, I think live and rep. No, I don't think there's constraint. It's some sort of like, is as in edit mode we have an option that allows to look at which the amount of stretching or deformations that the something like mesh analysis, right, for intersections here on edit mode, but it would be a UV's analysis. Let's see if I can have some UV analysis. No, UV stretch. Now this is the same UV option. No, UV. Yeah, so I'm not sure if I have even noted that, but I think I know that this stuff exists somewhere. I just don't remember by heart here. But then this is absolutely relevant. So for me, this is another thing. I'm not sure how. I'll test that later. Keep connected. I'm not sure what that does. Let's check. For example, here. Oh, that keeps. Okay, but it doesn't. Yeah, it needs to be worked with that, right? So in principle, that doesn't interest me directly. But it does says during the face attribute correction, merge attributes connect to the same vertex. Okay, that might be, I don't understand, but I prefer without this, at least for this kind of reedition. So I've totally disrupted the image texture appearance of my previous character because I didn't know, or I totally forgot about that option here, and for some reason it was left enabled, but by default it is disabled. So very, very interesting here. Okay, that's the highlight here. Let's go back, folks. Now the other thing is that I'm going to show you. Let's see if, okay, now no more dependency cycles. You know, I'm just looking at toggle system console. It's control F1, there we go, control F1 outside, it will close, so you can see these updates. Now no dependency cycles, and I want to show you what I was doing with the booleans with exactly here, right? So here is a some sort of basic character. Of course, basic stuff is always easier. Testing for dependency cycles and stuff. Here, no geometry nodes though. Here is just, you see, apparently this works very clean, right? Oh, that's great, right? So why shouldn't that work on a more complicated character? Yeah, apparently that will be nice, right? This looks promising, right? So why can't I have this working better? Well, I had a problem with shading. And maybe for some reason here we don't see the problem. Ah, there we go. You see what happens there? So the problem is that we have here three objects. There is the hole maker. It is something like that. There might be a way to solve everything in a way that is not non-conflicting, but I can't. That is seamless, but you see, making this as a cage as a box doesn't do anything. Actually, it can even make things worse. We render this invisible. So yeah, this shading artifact, of course, the problem is that in real time the hole will create a different, right? You see, this happens as some vertex procedurally reach other places, and so this gets a lot of complications if we have to handle this kind of condition, right? And then of course this is just one of the problems, but currently is probably the worst, so I don't know how to solve this. Then if we try to add some sort of, but you see, the setup is sort of work. We have these lips. In terms of object modifier, so the head has got, okay, it has the armature modifier. Let's hide the hole. Actually, this is why I'm deleting these faces and these ones, okay? So basically the face has got the armature, so the whole face is deformable as a whole, the body, the face. Sometimes it's good to make separated mesh, but in a organic rigging character I don't see very well how that would happen. We can cut the neck, that can be made seamless, but it's tricky. And also here the problems be even worse. We have to make maybe this whole part seamless, so it's super annoying, and that doesn't mean that anything will be solved, right? So just stating that might be possible to separate those things. But anyways, so you have then the shrink wrap. Okay, this is just for the eyes rig, so just checking for any sort of conflicting dependency cycles with boolean modifiers in this case. So I have this boolean difference, so this is the cut of the mouth hole here. So it's this cut. Okay, so this is like what as the, you see here the shading artifacts, oh, they still occur. Alright, so if I could get rid of that shading, that would be very nice. So for example, if I add a subdivision, then we see, okay, maybe I can improve something, but I still have shading issues. Yeah, still have shading issues, so it doesn't solve anything. It it could be that perhaps it's something about the geometry of the face here that is terrible, but I don't really know if because the idea here would be to have the mouth go in a lot of places. It's not clear that J and J. Okay, let's try a more plausible mesh topology for the mouth here. Actually, even I'm doing this, yeah, I know I'm doing this, so let's GG that, bring that to the, also let's do maybe I dissolve this one, alright, then do here, maybe 2. Then I'm going to try to... I'm gonna do that. Yeah, maybe let's try to do something like this. Let's dissolve some of these and try to continue doing this. Here I don't know why I have this problem. Something about this new Blender version, I guess. And this can be dissolved, yes. And maybe I can also dissolve that and maybe that. So I'm sort of trying to get this thing like closer to, you know, closer to a conventional okay, let's do... It's all because this inset is not going in the mirroring center. Something about the boundary. Again, what happened? Didn't work so. There we go. All right, so here, maybe this is too close here, so let's bring this here. Okay, let's say that we now have a mouth topology that is a little better for this kind of work here. Also, let's get something easier to look at this, and let's also move this closer to the center. All right. It's a funny looking character, right? And shading problems. Okay, we can get the shade smooth thing, right? But that doesn't solve the problem. This bone is all right in the way. Well, it seems to have improved a little, but we have some artifacts there happening, and this might be happening also because this thing, as I got more subdivisions in here, I don't have a subdivisions for this one, so this adds complexity, starts to create some problems. And so you see now we get, so this in this combination of stuff here and there on several objects then starts to become how to get this thing to work. I really, and then of course there is also the lips, which is another problem. So they should be they are not joined. Of course they should also get some subdivision, but then we have a problem with the intersection with the the hole, of course, that we need to hide. And they're still... So you can solve some of those things because the hole is not cutting the lips, it is cutting the face. So what I can do is to okay, why can't I select these lips? Oh, the faces, of course. So maybe I can do these, then do these, so they are smaller now, so I can even go. And so here's the problem of the hole, where this doesn't need to be going that far back. GG and GG, so it... yeah, just something like that should... well, this should be invested. I need to... okay, so here we got this thing better, but okay, hide this or leave it showing so that we can... strangely, I'm not seeing the clipping so much this time, but there are still problems. You see the joining of the lips on the face. Of course the lips will have... yeah, so you see sometimes that would happen, and then the problem is that at this point, if I try to make more boolean or shrink wrapping thing, like trying to glue this mesh on the face, that will not only not solve the problems entirely. So you see, there is potential to create one of the major problems creating the lips. Then even if we solve the shading problem of the Boolean cuts, then my first approach with geometry nodes, I have another version here with just geometry nodes, is the same thing except without the object modifiers, but from the geometry nodes perspective. And so so you see still the same shading problem. That probably can be improved by a lot if I just made the same thing there, at least apparently, right? At least apparently that would have for certain positions of the mouth that would seem to be working, right? But I suspect that was just luck, like it was just because the mouth is centered, so it's nothing like, it's not enough to be sure that it would work like anyhow. It is just we could fool ourselves without more experimenting, right? But it was evidence that it might be in a good direction, at least for certain poses, right? But it wouldn't solve everything. It might be just an illusion. And here maybe just join this geometry here, GG. So here I have now another way to loop those things, and still this doesn't have yeah, I can totally do this maybe. So no, not E, but extrude, and then do this. Okay, then here maybe this separate this, not separate, subdivide, then maybe here this, and then we have, maybe I delete this one, and there we go, just complete here, there we go. Smooth this stuff. GG. Here we could have maybe dissolve this one. No, let's skip it, and okay, let's keep that one like that, no problem. Alright, and we see that this didn't really fix the problem, even if I make a lot of subdivisions here, manual ones, which will be horrible for low poly. We see that the artifacts still spawn crazily, and the geometry node setup is basically what is happening here. We have the geometry of the base of the head there. First it cuts mesh boolean, and then it joins. So it cuts the whole cut, and then it joins with the lips. But this geometry is not any particularly important. And then, yeah, there's the idea of subdivision. So maybe we can add some. But then the problem is the same. We need to be adding those subdivisions in to the cutter as well. And this starts to create some problems. And I don't know why. Oh, I need to hide those stuff, alright. So now the lips is joined, they are joined, so we need to, you see, we didn't get rid of the shading there, and I don't have, okay, so you see, this seems that we can do something, right? And then it will be the quality of the lips, but then the shading problem is still there. Even though I've made all those extra subdivisions, I do not know how to solve this shading problem. And we see what is really happening, right, folks? Why this shading problem happens, of course, because this mesh, it doesn't really matter too much. It will get crazy. So I don't know, it might be something solvable by shading thing. And still there would be another problem, which is, I know how to do this partially with some sort of shrink wrap, but then the shrink wrap would interact badly with so for example, do I have shrink hair curves? No, there's no. So I could try to shrink wrap the lips here, but now the lips is joined. So let's try to do this. I pick, for example, I think I've tried this already. So we have here a vertex group. Let's even make some more subdivisions here. So this will be a vertex group that will have like maximum waves. Then here would be maybe less waves, and this one even much less waves. Okay, so here would be like a shrink of course nothing happens here because we would need to have these lips here to shrink wrap to deform. Maybe there'll be other methods so that I don't know, that would need to investigate, but here I think we'll start to have dependency cycle detected. So basically there's this shrink wrap intersects with, I think because the geometry was joined. So yeah, it goes after the armature modifier, and basically what it still should be working. What it does is that if I push here the lips, you see, well, it should stay. Oh, it is not, of course. I need to target. Yeah, I need to target. It's already targeted. Let's use inside, and so it cannot move. Yeah, so you see what happens to these, even some. Oh, let's also take value here to do the same for this one which is behind. Yes, let's also assign here to these ones, right? It's a bit messy, but doesn't matter. Save here. So if I so you can have some sort of, but then very crazy stuff still happens, and let's see. But there's a dependency cycle. So I'll not join here. Let's just continue like that and see if that. Yeah, then I'm starting to have some crazy problems there with the. Yeah, so whichever way, I cannot do it, unfortunately, with this approach of the Boolean thing, with either geometry nodes or so that would be, someone gave me idea to make the lips, instead of a mesh like here, like to create it as a curve, and maybe through geometry nodes. So maybe as a curve. I doubt it will be possible to shape good lips with a curved object. I find this idea very raw. It's not an it will be very, very hard to get a good shapes out of that, because a curve, no, that can't work. We need to have, unless there would be some very accurate modifications to that curve. I doubt that this will be simple, but the idea that the curve might be more shapeable for the connections. Anyways, this is what I was. So we can. I think there are. I also know there's one way if you're really curious, but that guy didn't solve the thing entirely. I think Jajik. So there is one geometry node solution for Blender Studio. No, it's the Boolean. No, mount rig. What is Kirby? No, it's not that one. It's geometry nodes mount. Maybe. Oh, it's not here. So I was watching. Wingit is the name of the. So it's a very. I think the file is available, and I was watching it, trying to understand. The idea is this guy is a genius. He's behind Cloud Rig, the feature set of Rigify add-on, right? And here he's basically the UVs are shaping the UVs are which are flat. They are used as a sort of a warping thing for the line contour of the mouth shapes. So the character would be this one, right? But as you see, cartoony. But as you see, it doesn't solve the biggest problem, right? Because my biggest problem, which is not to make, you can achieve this totally with shrink wrap or booleans, but it doesn't solve the at least not from what shows here, right? Which is adding the lips on top. Maybe with this approach, with geometry nodes, it might be much easier to do that. I have no idea because I haven't tried that out. Apparently he says, oh yeah, he says something about the shape keys, but I'm not sure if he's using that to shape volume of the lips. But certainly the other axis. He's sculpting, right? So I will do, this relates to some idea that I had when I was using the Universal Sonic Mount Rig attempt, because I figured out, let's get it here. Okay, let me show you what it is about. This is not complete mount rig, like it's not perfect. It's far from it. There's a lot of problems. Maybe this is even not the best version. I might have broken some things, but the idea here, we have, you see what we can do here, and where's the, okay, mount controller, so I can, so this is what the Universal Sonic Mount Rig can do, and we can, for example, yeah, there's some stuff here I haven't fixed totally, but you see it's not, it's actually very fun, very interesting, and we can, yeah, I have some deforms here that probably can be improved, maybe more mesh geometry, and I have, of course, I've made some implementations there. There's something about the arcades. Where are them? Hold on, let's reset this lip. I don't remember what is all the settings for this. Okay, okay, so this deforms the, you see the teeth, they get some, they follow up, right? But I can move only the lips separatedly. So this is what I'm talking about, the shape of the lips, right? So this is not a lips these are not lips that are separated from the base mesh. No, they are right here. And actually the trick that I have here that I figured out, it explains that I have an atomic shape key. So the universal sonic mouth rig, it uses this very regular base mesh for the lips, you see, something like that. And the curvature here is because of the muzzle. So it's, the mouth is, it's a bit like the character design of Sonic, right? Just a little. It relates to it. Furry, anthropomorphic, cartoonish characters that have this muzzle shape structure, right? And anime are not exactly like that, but they can relate to certain styles, particularly of manga anime. But here I have, this is not a corrective shape key, it's a permanent shape key, which I call an atomic shape key, and that doesn't interfere with the skinning algorithm. So if I shape the lips just as this from the base position, the rest position of the mesh, that would make the deforms of the mouth, of the lips, very much more difficult to solve. But with an atomic shape key, this bypasses the skinning algorithm. In this case, so that allows me to maintain good shape lips in many crazy positions without having to, with not losing, because actually the real shape of the lips for the forms is this one, just as the universal sonic mouth rig. So this was something but of course this helps a lot, but the thing can go even beyond this crazy idea. Actually even goes beyond, can go beyond, and this is where, in relation to Jajik, that tutorial, something that maybe I'll still experiment, I don't know if it is possible, which is that even, okay, you see that I did that for the, it's sort of a planification, right, of the geometry. But what if the whole muzzle was, from its base shape, some sort of ball thing, like half, you see, or even a plane, and then we solve and then the mouth as if it was UVs, so exactly as the concept in that that presentation for that Blender Studio movie. So I haven't watched that, I didn't know about that, it was just a coincidence, but not any sort of coincidence. It's because if the problem of the deforms of the mouth is related to the fact that the mouth has complex shapes, especially if it has lips, organic lips or stuff like that, and then it must deform like a 2D mouth, for cartoony 3D expressions at least, very widely on many shapes, on surfing sort of on the top of a mesh that is also complex, like a muzzle like this, which is not totally, is not spherical, yeah, it is not planar, so, and it can also be shaped in real with rigging, right? So this is very complicated for the skinning algorithm to solve everything. So this, why not make even the muzzle something more regular, just as a, and so, but that would be complicated because I'll have to make sure that I keep, yeah, always remembering that the base of the character muzzle is not this, but it is a flat a flat muzzle or a spherical muzzle. That it's completely bizarre. So I have to model the character from the, imagine like the model sheet, then I have to create a shape key to conform. It will be a very difficult workflow, more difficult than this one, and it is no guarantee that would work, but what I'm sure is that if I have the lips regular and the plane, the abstract plane, so you get the idea, right? I could shape anything, and then I just have the shape keys to an atomic shape key for both the, right, this one's already there for the lips, but for the whole muzzle. Because I never tried this experiment, I don't know if that would work. Maybe the skinny algorithm won't respond well on the curvatures, maybe it will go crazy, maybe there will be a lot of problems with the teeth, I don't know, the inner mouth. Maybe that will go completely wild and unpredictable, but there would be potential that it would work. So that is actually quite interesting. So I would like to make this experiment at some point, but right now I would be satisfied to just reproduce this kind of rig setup here. So I was having a lot of problem with the corners, but you see, even then it still works pretty fine. This mount rigging is like probably one of the most complicated things I've ever done in rigging. So, oops, this was not expected. We got three crazy expressions there, but okay. So this is a combination of the universal sonic mount rig with some of my own experimentations, and the results are quite nice. But you see, it's not perfect. There'll be a lot of things and I'm not even using shape keys here. The universal sonic mount rig, Kamau, I think is, if I remember well, the name of the author. He proposes shape keys, right, for, as usual, as Mount Express. So we can actually, it could be good for here too, because for certain poses, let's reset, like I was having difficulty with the closed mouth, like I can make a oval mouth, spherical mouth, but maybe with just a corrective shape key it would be much easier to do so. So tiny mouths, or I was having problem with that, and you see sometimes it's difficult to shape with just armature deform. So yes, I should make study those shape keys proposed to have some ideas what really could be useful, even for the mouth corners, right? Maybe I could have tiny corrective shape keys that would automate, maybe. But even without it, you see, we can do a lot of great expressions that fit sort of the character design. And here I'm having this problem here, too much. So too much deforms here on this part. They are pulling too much, right, these bones. So stuff that I was going back and forth but never figured out the final state. But overall, I think it's animatable already, but it would require, there are some poses here that start to become weird, right? So this is not good. Oh, I have some. Okay, this is anyways, this model is old, so those dependency cycles are not super relevant here. Okay, let's Aisha 10. Alright, so I've presented many of the things that I wanted, and so I've mentioned that then that I'm not going to do the geometry nodes or Boolean approach for the ellipse here. So that means that I will have indeed to shape the ellipse on this low poly character. So let's try to do this then at least. So she'll have a mouth, and maybe I'll have the anatomic shape key. So I will model a regular mouth. So actually I just need to find out where would be this geometry. Maybe the quad view here would be better. Yeah, I'm getting used to it. So here with the quad view, well, oh, there she is. Alright, need to alright, so let's not make this selectable. So apparently I'll have to get the curvature here of the mouth. The lips should be something sort of 30 degrees orientation maybe. And this one I'll just ignore, so I'll focus on here. Let's get the... I could make a... No, let's not make this, let's just cut here. Or what if I bevel this? Or instead this one? No, or both? Yeah, it's just strange. Okay, no, just make a subdivision in the center. And here I don't know what I'm gonna do with that one. Oh, I see. Maybe let's bring this one to the... Try to respect these face loops, right? So let's make a subdivision here and another here. So I have this. This makes up for more regular mesh actually, but I'll have to make some changes here which are a bit dangerous. Yeah, so reposition these mesh so they would match the proper center. And this might be okay because since I'm going to... There might be just requirement of more mesh density in this place anyways, since I'm using this, I'm going to use this approach anyways. I'm not actually... I've decided also to not focus so much on the GG here, right? On this super low poly thing. So I would still use whenever I can more... What is the value here for this? Edge crease, item 30. Okay, let's just get here and here and out here. All right, so all these... She will be happy with more, I hope, with more subdivisions. So here, why not keep that? Okay, so here, this one should be the center. Maybe I'm missing here some extra subdivision. I don't know. Let's leave this like this. Maybe here I can move this up just a little. Let's readjust some of this stuff. And those are not the lips, of course, so they are at least helping to create this face loop here. And actually maybe I should, yeah, definitely. So I'll have to probably dissolve this. These aren't going to be useful anymore because I need a new mesh geometry here. So I'm gonna make these subdivisions and try to bring this to the center, right? So let's do these cuts here. Alright, then I don't know. Yeah, I'm just doing that for no reason. I could just try to continue doing the... why do I need this? Let's dissolve these ones. And here, just trying to approach this to the center. Here usually I would like to have two here, but maybe for this time, usually the corner of the mouse they riggers, or they use not this but a face. And at this, I'm curious. I'm not convinced that is I don't understand why they want that. Maybe because the corner of the mouth, I don't know, it doesn't seem that smart, but usually there are good reasons why conventions exist. The problem is there are so conventional that everyone has forgot to explain precisely why they work, why they exist, why they are that way. And this is one of the most dramatical things. So people start to repeat stuff, they don't know what they're really talking about. Like, you can name many examples, like T-pose, A-pose, and there are many other possibility of pose that might be better. A lot of people just... There's like just lack of sometimes contextualization, so we just learn stuff, but we don't learn why. And we don't see the real cases of failures or the path of the scientists, of the artists, whoever have discovered that would be better way to do stuff, right? And why not other thing? Why that? And so those things that we should learn, then we sometimes never learn until it's too late. Or sometimes it's not too late. Alright, so here I think that I just need a hole, right? So it will be this one. And you see, there's some distortion there on the mesh. So the mouth doesn't need to go that far. So instead, I have a problem here. So with these subdivisions, maybe I just need another one, right? Let's try something else for now, like subdivide here, and who cares? This is I'll see the results later. So I'm going to I want to make a strange shape there. Okay, let's join here J. Also use screencast keys, and then I'm going to subdivide here, or just actually let's cross here J and do this. So I'm not sure that will be working idea, but we're gonna try. Maybe, who knows, maybe works even better than other approaches for, because anyways the ellipse corners is one of the hardest things that I've had to solve in that attempt of the universal sonic mouth rig on this character. Alright, so here we see that the mouth is not very regular, but at least it is reaching more or less the angle that I want. This, total mess, not total, but partial mess. Oh, nice, hello, welcome. So, total partial messing up. I don't know, sorry, I don't know how to read your name. Maybe this is Korean or something else. So, let's do here these adjustments, and still here I want these edge creases. Shift E 0.3, that's what is being used everywhere. Hi, nice to meet you. Welcome, welcome. So I assume you are familiar with Blender and perhaps with making cartoon characters. Nice to my name. Oh, well, nice to meet you. Nice to you. A different sounding name. Looks like for me something a bit Greek, but probably it's not. So here, so welcome. So here I'm trying to get this approach of making very expressive mouth rigging for a 3D cartoon character, right? And if you go just a bit before in this stream, you might see when I was showing one of the approaches on another character, not this one, with a much more mesh geometry, and I was showing the expressions possible with a certain universal sonic mouth rig set up. Universal sonic mouth rig, yeah, this can be found the tutorial or the documentation for free in even the file to investigate on Blender Artists Forum. Oh, this needs to go back. Okay, here we go. So here I want this to, just in case if you are interested, yeah, so in what this is about, I'm going to mix. Oh, I can't rotate here. This is a quad view, right? Toggle quad view, Control Alt Q. This is my shortcut. So here, the mouth in the universal sonic mouth rig indeed starts being larger, wider like that, the based rest position, and it originally, the suggestion is that it is not made round or anything but flat and nearly closed, the lips. But in this case, because I'm trying to do different here, maybe I want to see what if the lips are a little more open to start with. So this is something that there are some advantages and maybe it will be better. So here I'm trying to make the mesh as regular as possible, but it's difficult because I have to match in all angles the muzzle must be on the good shape. Of course, here I see that this is bad. I need to align this. Maybe I need a muzzle ghost to shape those things better. But for now, if I just maybe smooth this, that should be good enough. Maybe this geometry here is very stupid and it will never work. Even for smoothing is bad. So if it's for smoothing is bad, usually this is a terrible sign. And to solve that, I'd have like to... Okay, let's try to clear this and make this into a diamond quad. What about this? Yeah, now maybe I fixed one problem and I have a new problem. Yeah, this diamond quad might be very dangerous. What if I get it very close to the lips corner? This is an idea I haven't tried. Maybe that can make sense. This maybe I push it here. Let's do it here and GG. Anyways, there's a subdivision surface modifier. This will probably be a mess, so I just thought something different. Why not? This is probably gonna fail, right? So why not this? I know this kind of shape is used for the fingers or toes in some joints. Not this one, then maybe behind here. Yeah, sort of in this angle, at least we see it. So maybe that could be a feasible idea. I will never know if I don't test out, right, for myself, because I don't think there would be any tutorial teaching this kind of stuff. Who knows? Then of course maybe doing this rounder, just even though this doesn't respect the regularity, the smoothing wants it to go the other direction. That might be bad, but I'm concerned about these faces here. I don't like the shading that I'm seeing. Yeah, alright, this seems to be good. Mouth is maybe a bit too wide here for this character, for our rest position, so let's try to bring, sort of get this little more to the center. At some point I'll have to give or add more geometry, right? But this should help. This should be okay. So you see, it's interesting how this is pretty small. Maybe that will, I'm curious, but that will take a while until I can test that for real. So here let's get a extrude vertex just on the let's use a normal, so extrude YY. No, I can't find the proper. I think this is aligned to view. Oh, here. Okay, let's do this. But I think, this like here might work. All right. Let's do this again. Yeah, so I really want this to be, the mouth to be a little more open for the rest position as part of an additional experiment for the Universal Sonic Mouth rig that I'm doing here in combination with other techniques. So that's just extrude like here. Good. Let's make sure this is the correct, yeah, this is right. So this angle, it's just like that, but yeah, it is good. Then the lips, maybe this is a bit too much, right? So let's GG a little backwards, somewhere like here. Then also this is low poly. I'm not gonna make a subdivision in the center. Because of that, but I'm going to extrude here and do this one. It's a bit chaotic here, but it's just this. Lost some mesh there. No, it went wrong. Let's get the individuals. Shift global. Alright, so I'll extrude from here again. So also let's pick this let's pick these ones. So 3D cursor, so extrude this from here. Z the Z axis. Alright, this seems to be correct. Good. But the mesh gets very chaotic, so let's try to GG that. No. GG. That also GG here. GG. Let's simplify this stuff here. Shift E -1, taking Shift E -1, take off all the creases. Shift E 0.3. There we go. Then GG here. GG. This can be very closer, right, to the. And they can also move back, so also this doesn't need to go up straight, it is actually wrong, so let's just move it this. Yeah, essentially, yeah, this, smooth this out. Scale on Z. Alright, and this one again has this problem. Let's move like that for now. Okay, let's try this and smooth this out. Go back to the individual origins. I don't want to smooth these faces because that will touch these vertices there. So it's just these ones. It's playing the animation. Not. This is why it was lagging. It's hard to see because everything properly, because the orientation. Yeah, if I just turned off the mirror modifier, it would be better. Why shouldn't I do this actually? for edit mode at least. Yeah, this is good. It's still clipping, so that's fine. In the center, and then of course now let's get these lips and this as a lips mesh also, and even this one face here. And now let's get, I have this material here. Here I need this mesh, so this is my technique to create lips volume. So shift is 0.3. I will need more subdivisions here indeed, which could be a problem. Maybe it's too much. Yeah, so let's leave this like this for now. And you see we have, okay, let's also add a seam here. Mark seam, just to distinguish, and here too, mark seam. There could be an edge sharp here, could be nice, mark sharp. So of course this doesn't look very nice, right? But oh, indeed the character looks to have, yeah, I think it's too wide for her. But maybe let's see how this is working, the corners. This already gives an insight if this mesh topology has any value here. It seems to cause some problem, maybe because of all this extra geometry that I've made here, which might be too much usually, but usually that is what it requires. Oh, maybe this instead. Okay, I have another idea. Maybe I can push this inwards so it can have a different shape forming there. No, still not good. So maybe it's the opposite. So instead, must make sure that this goes like that, right? And also here, what's the crease of that? Don't play animation. What's the? It's also 0.3. Okay. Okay, let's get out of this mode, quad thing, and here this creates some problems, right? So probably this is not, oh, actually it was badly positioned. What is happening to this GG here? We can't see anything here. Yeah, it gets messed up too simple. Too easily messed up. But the shape seems to be, let's see, that works. Or the other case example is just that if I dissolve it, then we'll have this other. Yeah, I suspect that idea was very bad, right, folks? So maybe this one is better. So this will be a more simple. I've already seen rigs that use this. This one would be a simpler one, more I'm not sure if conventional, but at least this I've seen that some people do, but I don't think it's that reliable just because of that. But it might be indeed better than what I just had. So I'll try to maintain the shape of the lips here as yeah, so I'll still need to be doing this stuff here. This is indeed too much. Let's simplify this craziness here. Let's add these face loops here first. Add this and Shift H. Maybe I can hide everything else. Mount. Oh, this is arcades. Okay, this will be for later. So I can just work with here. The grease pencil I don't need, I guess, for now. So the soundtrack has been interrupted, and let's go back here. And here, folks, let's get... Okay, with this I can easily shape these things. I lost some of the regularity here, but that's okay. This is not too much of a problem. Can try to adjust that. It doesn't need to be perfect anyways. Yes, so I want to bring this back to the GG. I want to approach everything to the center. With limited mesh geometry, this could cause some issues. Alright, so here I have this big problem here. I cannot have this thing here, so if I don't subdivide here, I'm afraid. Yeah, so let's make this or I just pull more the lips to the... Okay, let's try them. Yeah, let's pull. Like here. Smooth this out. It's like this one needs to be placed more like here, so smooth this. Yeah, this will help. Let's pull this to the center. Then GG this. Forward, so this also forward, and here's something strange happens. never seems enough, but yeah, that was a huge improvement. Maybe it's a bit too low now. So this is the model sheet from some drawings. Yeah, so how to fix this? This will be tough. I'm gonna use the proportional editing. Let's select all the mouth. Maybe scale. No, this is dangerous. Just try to move everything like more to the top side. Maybe here. No, take off proportional editing. Let's move this like here. Alright, then let's pick these ones, move them in some organized way. Maybe the mouth is too much opened. I need to bring these ones up. Maybe I'll include, yeah, maybe these faces, let's bring them like here. Okay, now this is better. Then here GG. GG, GG, probably, even though low poly, I will require also this. Okay, this is looking correct. This time I'm not making the mistake of the thunders. Very dangerous, happened to me. I was wearing a glasses. It was raining with thunders in my city, and the window, well, there was some small opening gap in the window, and then there was a subtle, very powerful thunder, just there are having right now. And the reflection of the thunder from the window into the glasses I was wearing, not sunglasses, just glasses, right? It blinded a little square, for 2-3 minutes. For about 5 minutes I was still looking at a rectangle that was bright in my vision, of just one eye, not both. I had no idea, I wasn't sure what happened. It was very bizarre, but it was that. So be aware of glasses, wearing glasses especially, because it reflects on the glasses directly in my retina, pupil, right? Probably those cells, if they died, they regenerated or they recovered, so but that was terrorizing. Never happened something like that. I thought even that was a glitch in my screen or something, but it was a glitch in my glass. Alright, so now the window is open. It is raining with thunders, but I'm not wearing glasses, especially for this case. So I'll prevent that terrible thing to happen again. Alright, so here for these, let's smooth this out, especially these ones. They go wider, that's fine, and this one, they... Okay, let's smooth just a little. Okay, this is fine. They seem to have... So let's GG this. GG. Alright, so let's compare. So yeah, this seems that it will work. And if for some reason this open mouth is very bad for the rigging of the, then I just close them. There are some ways to do that, not too hard. That will be safe. And here let's get this aligned. It's not willing to align. This is because, yeah, let's get the shift 1 here. Shift 1, let's augment the creases for this so they are really tough. Maybe there's an exaggeration, but I want to have clear character design for this, so must not shift 1 this one too, so we'll make sure that these ones, they stick in place despite the subdivision surface modifier. Right, so I see that helps creating the shapes of the lips exactly where we want. So let's go back here, and this is no way of rigging yet because I require an armature, and so I was just wanting to model the lips, the mouth, right, the mouth hole, whatever, so that I could start thinking of doing some stuff here. Also, let's, since I have this material here, so material, this, since I have this object here for the mouth, I don't need the wrist pencil here. I can try to get these arcades back. Actually, they have these are old stuff. All right. If they are old stuff, I don't want them. They have irregular shapes, so yeah, so I'll ignore this for now. I would prefer to import from another character later. I'm not gonna do this live stream, so, or at least not in this live. So here now, let's check for what's this stuff. Runtime error, I don't know what's the, wow. Okay, I'm gonna close and reopen Blender here. To check if there's anything wrong with those errors. No, everything is clean from the toggle system console. Alright, so now I leave the mouth like that because nothing is rigged in this model yet, but I have an armature. But the tradition, because I'm sort of a rigger, the tradition is to, I would have, yeah, this is a template armature, but There might be many mistakes. This is a very, very old object. Who knows what might exist in this piece of junk, right? There might be too many things of old that I wouldn't like to be yeah, there might be. So I want to start from scratch, right? That's it. Of course I'll be using it as a reference. What is this? Okay, let's ignore this. It's a mesh. It's not the body, not the eyes, not the mouth, not the hair. No, it's some clots. All clots? No. Forehead pingent. Oh, alright. So. Okay, so just some object that had lost some parenting. So here, let's just get this one. Object origin. So how do I change this? This will displace the object, right? No, didn't. Alright. Let's make sure. Okay, apply all transforms. Apply all transforms. Just I want to be sure that everything will be correct here. This is, yeah, let's just delete this object. It will be just a waste of time, and I'll keep the collection here for later. Just let's check. Okay, the other eye has correct mesh. This mesh here is, let's just delete this mesh because it's old, but I'll keep the object. So here this will be what is the, sorry, I've got, okay, apply stuff, right? Apply all transforms, easy because I don't have a rig yet. Body, apply all transforms. This rig then is yeah, I won't bother with that, and that's it, right? So let's start with the armature, the skeleton. Environment, well, those are let's go to here, let's add a armature single bone, a custom rig. So here I'm not gonna scale here, but as scale on edit mode. So rotate 90 degrees, reset roll. Oh, there's some things to fix here. Axis of treadle, no. B-bone, it's better, even though it won't allow us to see exactly the orientation. Yeah, it's a bit trickier for that. Snap to vertex, or actually, yeah, scale 2. Let's leave the root here, and then let's also give this edit mode, then I'll add the new ones. This will be the head bone. Let's okay, so this is not to be aligned exactly with the grid. The idea is to align this indeed with the character, right? The character design. So no problem here, and let's leave it straight. Z, I like the z-axis pointing forward. Sometimes it's not the most evident thing, so here let's use this as a bone collection. So let's make a deform. Let's get the master, matter, and let's already start this. So Alt M here to deform, and Alt M here to master. Let's also, no, let's not connect this yet. So here this can be, I don't know, can have this color, or and the deform red, okay. And this also red. Okay, then yeah, some bones for the eyes, right? I don't remember how that rig of the UVs should be done. This would not be, this would be mechanism bones, right? So what would be mechanism things here? Maybe this. Then, alright, let's add another one here. Rotate 90, Alt R, def head. Let's try to, I have a new view warp, so maybe modifier, so maybe I can try to rig these eyes already and give these bones so there'll be some sort of a parent already for the eyes. I don't remember if this is the right way. I'll have to check on the other rig, but let's try to. So this will be the mechanism I left. Shift D, G, Y. This will be Control I left. Let's symmetrize, and let's parent this yeah, actually X mirror here, parent this, and parent to the why should I be doing this? No, let's do something more intelligent here. Maybe more intelligent. I'm gonna make this into a mechanism bones here. I'll do a mechanism head to the mechanism isolate. Okay, mechanism head. This will go to Control F2, bones, find replace. No, they already have correct names, it's not that. It's the color. Bone color and pose bone color. No, it's the same. So, and Alt M, Control. So these are parented to the mechanism, and the head bone on its turn, it's parent to the mechanism bone. Trying to keep organized here, and then that's parent the mechanism bone to the master for now. And here this master has the wrong color. Wait, it lost its color. Alright, let's go back. There we go. Good. So now to how to we need these eyes. So first thing I'm going to, since I have the mechanism head, I will be able to parent a lot of things, right? Good. No, here is not parent to head. The only parent to head would be this one. So let's start. No, this is not the here. Well, I could indeed already parent this to the with empty groups, right? Why not? It didn't work. Collection doesn't parent to. Okay, let's parent them all at once. Parent with empty groups. Armature. All right. Alright, this for now. The cloth, yes, can already. This can parent to bone, so I get this selection. The eyes parent to bone. Even this one, so all this. No, the eyebrow parent to armature deform for now. empty groups. This ice parent to bone, which is the mechanism head. That's right. All good. Then let's go to the UV warp. UV warp modifier. So if this is correct, I can edit those things right ahead here. These targets are wrong, so we need new targets here. Left eye. Target for bone from this the mechanism. No? Oh, of course, the armature. So change this Aisha rig. Aisha skeleton. Whatever. Oh, this is the new armature. I've placed it there. No, let's move it here. Alright. Then alright, so let's copy this. Let's pick these ones and this is of course. So mechanism head, is that correct? Yes. Alright, and then this bone. So instead, for the UV warp modifiers, let's change for them both. We want the same skeleton, Aisha skeleton, alt. Here already start to change. Let's copy here. Let's delete these ones. Yeah, this didn't change. Alright. This probably is old. This is new, alright. Sometimes this data still is there, so let's just double check. Okay, no remaining data, so that's fine. I'm pasting the wrong one. Delete here. There's a new VI thing. Oh, how is that possible? Oh, because these eyes were reused, so I think we can just reuse this then. Okay. Then the targets here, of course. From bone, this one. And then here from bone right, and then the controls, control left, and no, control right and control left, but something is not correct. Of course we need to, there's something in the relation. It's up. So one way maybe it will be to trying to find the, I can't find it. Maybe it's something about the scale, I don't remember. But the eye is there. It's just that, oh, it might be some sort of inversion of the, maybe here also. So let's try to, okay, so the eye is up there, alright. If I scale it here, we see oh yeah, this helps already. Okay, so I can see if it is, okay, this is inverted, totally inversion, so this is one is easier. So it's right Y and X thing. No, this was wrong. This is not the way to do this. Yeah, I have to rewatch my own tutorial maybe. I should look at the UV editors, the shader editor. This is where we can, also these UVs, are there, how much they scale this bone? UV maps, okay, there's this UV. Shift F10. Okay, so the UVs are set correctly. Well, sort of, not so correctly, but maybe the shader is completely crazy. And in Final Lab, how to control hello, welcome back. So this this is what node you use. Well, this is the 2D ice track, right, rig. So it's used the UV warp modifier, right? It's a nice surface mesh object, so it doesn't, I know how to make us more the trick with lattice, but there's a huge problem with another little detail of the rotation. But for this surface here, the eye stays in place, but it's the UV that moves, right? And so that is the UV warp modifier, one for each different eye. And then something here about the controller. There are some tutorials out there. Even I have made a tutorial about 2 years ago. It's quite complete, but there are other tutorials around about this, not a lot, but this topic is well covered. Well covered, it's okay covered. So here I'm trying to do this from memory. I don't remember totally, but in principle the problem should be in the mapping here. Oh, I know it is. I see. No, this is correct. Okay. I need to reset something. The node, yes. So basically it's a gradient texture. We can do it an image texture, but the gradient texture, it's procedural. Oh, what's happening here? Because this is... Yeah. Oh, maybe that's what was going on. I was looking at the wrong shading viewport. Yeah, anyways, something messed up here. It's not image texture. No, this is a procedural here. I don't want to mess up with the shadings. But these values maybe I can change here. It's gradient texture right here. But we don't see anything because of the UV. I need to disable it. Yeah. So I'm creating the gradient from here, already from the center. Of course, there's all other stuff going on here. This is just for some glowing here. I'm not sure I'm gonna use this whole thing. But here is the setup for sclera, iris, pupil that allows for mixing up, right, to get all sort of stuff. This is kind of cool, but I'm not super expert here in this, so this was kind of complicated for me. But what I'm doing here, I hope, yeah, I'm afraid that if I to solve this image texture, because the grave, yeah, it's a good idea, but I sort of got more familiarized with the gradient after I've started doing this with the shading system. I start to find it not that we cannot do this thing with but you're right, there's no reason why not to do the image texture, right? I was just exploring the shading system, right? But it would work as well, because then we can just have those mask shadings, right, to control the roughness and whatever from painting, texture painting also. And so here, yeah, so I think I know what I need to do. So if I change this, I'm gonna save here. I'm gonna probably break the I'm gonna make some things to... Oh, maybe it was because of this. I'll have to check the older one. So if I don't want to be moving those ones, I can instead move these ones. So why I don't see the eye? This is the first problem. It seems that it is Well, first I remember from my tutorial the UVs seems to be wrong anyways. They are too... where's the... change the UVs. They need to be larger. So have better motion. Let's move X like... Oh, I can do that, right? Yeah, so I'm leave them big here, but then from here I'm going to leave that shader editor. So I'm gonna try to fix everything from here. So I'm gonna pick both. No, this is not... Okay, let's do one by one. Okay, first the... Except that nothing happens. Yeah, I need the reference. Yeah. Tackling this here was a bad idea. Okay, let's... No, it's not moving. What's happening here? Alright, anyways. I need to change the scale. Okay, let's see if... Yeah, the scale is changing. Proportionally, right? Wow, that's crazy. It looks like I need to reinvert. Yeah, this is so annoying. I would need indeed to... Ah, apparently... Oh, maybe the UVs are inverted. Oh, yes, that's it. I think I know what's happening. Then maybe I got all wrong. Why this is not changed? This is not... Oh, actually, here. No, it's still totally inverted. Yeah, this is not doing anything. Just very bizarre. So let's just rotate 100. Ah, now it is fine. This one needs a correction there. flip its where is flip what was that? Don't know what. UV image, no, UV flip, mirror, it was there, mirror, y-axis, now yes, but the problem is that I've sort of lose the position. Oh no, the UV has nothing to do with the shader, so now if I strangely how this doesn't move, but no, they got it's sort of inversion of scale. Yeah, it's all messed up because probably of those values here, and maybe this one is the culprit. If I had just a new system, let's try Alt G, no, Alt J, no, how to leave this, I don't remember. Anyways, let's try to point. Oh, I need a color ramp maybe. Spherical. I don't remember what was the way to get suddenly it appears it's too big. Yeah, no, I'm not ready for this challenge here. Sorry folks, this is it's not difficult. I have a tutorial for that, but I'm just too lazy now to do anything. It's too complicated without the proper approach. Probably what's happening is that I just don't remember the settings here. It's probably point, not texture, and then because I've used all the default here to set some good shading procedurally, then I totally forgot how to get it. Could also just be because I'm using those some data here from, you see that on the other character that would be I could, why I'm not doing this right. So here have an example of a working ice track rig. So hope that it still works, but yeah, so that will be the, no, not here, let's get the There's a long time I don't even try that. And here, let's see, control eyes. No, it's not here. Is this one, I think? No, it's here. So here's with the it's lagging because of the probably some this yeah, so here we can see, for example, the state of the UV. Well, yeah, it's a bit displaced, but okay, here you see. Actually the orientation here can be different. It doesn't need to match what I need to move. So it's a complete inversion. For both eyes, a complete inversion of the UV's motion there in relation to the real eye for some reason. Then here the UV warp modifier has value some. So here's all the same, XY and XY. Okay, this can be set. 0 here, 0, this is default, but this is also default, no rotation, nothing special here. And then for the shader, now we'll see the big stuff. Then here, texture, alright, so lower scale here, spherical, alright, so wow, why so hard? So just 0.5, 0.5 here, texture, just XY 0.5, and do that to the. Let's try last attempt here. .5, alright, then okay, this is also 0.5, so that should work. This is the same, it's texture, alright. Then I need the UV editor here. Okay, so here now we're gonna see. This is needs some flipping, so on this one, so UV mirror X. Alright, good. As for this one, yes, this is completely inversed, so this is nice. And if I check both here, alright. Let's look at the control bond here. They are reset. This is not working, for needs to enable. Alright, then for some reason I get completely. So these were set by default, but it's all wrong. So yeah, it's like I need to scale this. Maybe I can do from here. It's so strange because okay, something is starting to work, but the posing is totally bad, right? Um, Actually, it's pretty far from. Nah, it is on the top. No matter what I do here, it's never. It's just get worse. Let's see. Alright, so I cannot fix it right now. I need to investigate the tutorial. Why this thing is so hard? So um, I will not save this because this is very messy, and maybe I have made something wrong. So it will be a challenge. I thought it. Sorry, folks. I thought that would be easy, but in the end, that was completely nightmarish. And the eyes look great here, but I cannot rig that now. I'll bring that the solution tomorrow, I hope. Then here, let's try to something easier then. It's so niche, this stuff, right? That hopefully there exists thankfully there exist tutorials, and even myself I've made one that I cannot remember how to solve it. On a new character. So what can I do here to complete this? Of course, I'm not gonna complete the whole rigging. Let's. Okay, so this was parented to bone, I think. Are these parented? No, I didn't parent to. Parent to bone. Okay, this is correct. And all these other ones, they would be parent to armature deformed. So here, well, maybe this one also parented to bone, but it will use this, no, not the head bone, but the mechanism bone here. For now, it doesn't have a specific bone, and then all the other clots, which are these ones, they would be parent with empty groups. So each one of them should have now an armature modifier. Yes, let's bring not these ones. The armature modifier is just for hold alt and bring all these and the next thing should be that I might be able to do here. Okay, let's not look at those control I things, is driving me mad. So I wanted to try to rig the arm with a different bone thing, like yeah, let's try this already. So this will be, so rotate Z90, reset roll. So here the Z-axis pointing up for dispose of the hand. Yeah, sort of. I'm not sure if that is correct. That should work for bases. So here, let's place this. I'll call this def upper arm left. This could be a bendy bone, but for now, let's just leave like this. And then from here, yes, what I want to try out is the triple limb thing. Extrude here, align the axis here, and extrude again. No, not double extrude, extrude from here, align again, and get this to go here. The arm, I could move the mesh right to maintain this alignment. These deformed bones, maybe we can make them minor like here, and this should be a simple thing to change. So let's pick this mesh and just do this. It will offset a little the model from the model sheet, but I think that is okay. I could make a wrist extrusion as well. Why this is not work? Control Shift Alt. Oh, I need the whole bone. Alright. Alright, so let's change this to def elbow. Left. Def lower arm left. And def wrist left. Could be hand, but I make wrist. Also align here. No, it's already aligned. Can probably symmetrize this already. Let's try to make the, so I'm try to make these auto I key thing here. So the idea here could be that these z-axis for the arm are twisted. The ideal condition would be that the hand itself would be rotated like the palm to the front here, so that no, that won't be correct. So okay, maybe these rotated. I already tried this, but this was confusing, so let's just leave like here. So I need to, by using this thing, I need to control the rotations of yeah, so you don't want the, well, this could be fun, but we don't really want that. So let's here do the inverse kinematics panel. Let's add this as a maybe lock Y to start with. All these lock Y for now. And here lock X does this. Well, interesting, the X stays, but this is the elbow, so maybe we don't lock X, but we want a lot of stiffness to the X, maybe not that much. Yeah, something like that. Then here limit X, the stiffness is good enough, but let's see. These values can be sort of arbitrary. Okay, this seems to be nice. Well, let's try to get a bit more exaggerated because this is cartoony. So, alright. Then, wait, I was doing the wrong one. Yeah. Alright, so here. And here let's reset these. Oh, this is a lot actually, so let's reduce here. Do something like this. Alright. Limit, now the Y is locked, so limit Z. That should be interesting, so bending backwards. It's not working. Oh, it is working. It's just the elbow needs the same setting maybe. Yeah, that's it. So let's copy here and get here. Limit Z and get these. Alright, good. Then for here maybe even more. And then let's copy this to here, and maybe this we rotate a little more, something like here, and then we can have this folding. Good. Maybe not that much here. Alright, that sounds good. Yeah, I never done this this complexity here, but that sounds pretty nice. Maybe here we want more for the X. And for here we want also the same. Maybe some variations, but in principle that works. Maybe for here, oh no, here's the same idea. Alright, then the last one is here. Well, this yeah, this one would have very wide range of motion. Maybe the not don't see any problem with locking the Y for now. For I, we can still rotate this from F key, right? So that should work. Then I need, okay, I already see where the problem should arise. So if I do here, this Y limit Z, maybe let's, no, it's limit X. So let's try here. It's not working. Maybe I need to combine it with some limit Z. Okay, let's try now. Let's see what happens. Ah, there we go. Alright, so the arm is locked there. So let's push more. Then behind, that is the limit, but that's too much, so let's that can go more. Okay, that is a bit too much. Maybe even a little less. Alright, and well, it never still looks too much. Alright, now it looks too little. There we go. Alright, then here, I see. Now I see the limit of the X here, so let's augment it's here more than that. The head is always in front, but she will be able to cross maybe the arm behind, something like here, so maybe even more. And there's some conflict seems to happen, but that seems to be good. And for the front, even though I don't see very well, let's see. Here we got some. What allows us to? It's a Z rotation, right? So this Z rotation positive, I guess. Now it's the negative. Yeah, this one needs a lot more. There we go. So you can have. Maybe this is. No, hold on. Let's get the 3D cursor. Rotate like here. So this is the range it seems to go. That's too much, right? So let's reduce a little, something like that maybe. Rotate along the G, Z. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, this seems to be good enough. Yes. Then of course, what about the other side, right? Just here, edit mode, resymmetrize, and then we go. So auto IK options, and this also works for IK bound constraints anyway, and probably other IK systems that might exist in Blender, but this should be this setup is very interesting because we can do F key and I key simultaneously, right? I'm not individual, right? So as you can see, this is very workable. I just have trouble with the orientation of this bone when I make these changes. So this I'm not sure how I will handle that. Maybe this becomes a control bone, so some sort of yeah, so like not a deformed bone, but a nor a mechanism bone, but some sort of, it needs to be parented connected just like this, but this will become like, so I'm gonna duplicate this, I'm gonna make this bigger, I'm going to oh yes, yes, they can keep their parenting indeed, but let's do a disconnect parent just in case. Then so here is the connected, and this we're going to change these bones into these control bones, so you see. And then for these ones we will yeah, so instead we're gonna pick these names here. Yeah, first, no, just change this one. So yeah, Control F2 bones, find replace of def, change to control, and then another one. So take off the, find this and change for nothing, right? So control wrist, but this will be like Control F2, find control, Control I key, and delete that. Alright, so Control I key wrist. Then for this one, this is temporary, I'm not sure. Hold Alt Shift, then Shift Control pose mode, Shift Control, so copy transforms, no, copy location, and let's align it for now. Wait, it is already aligned, I guess. Yeah, it is already aligned. So no, because of the parenting. This parenting could be a problem with the I key bone constraint, but without the I key bone constraint, we can just leave the parent there, parent offset even. It's a copy location, right? Hold on. It doesn't need the copy location. Alright. The one thing that I haven't solved with this setup though is that although we have these possibilities, this is an overlay, right? Can I... these are relationship lines, good to know, because what is funny is that a lot of riggers and animators, they just go crazy about this thing. Oh, I have a I key, F key switch, I key, F key snap, and when there is this single feature in Blender that already does everything, and nobody says nothing about that. Well, maybe there's a reason for that, maybe because for exporting, I don't know, for certain animators might have, yeah, but it's ludicrous right? You try to do the rig with something more complicated and you just get that, tons of more complications. And this is just incredible, right? Alright, so nothing else to do, just that, folks. Just one option, and one, it needs special setup, right, folks? Now, however, one thing that is not so feasible here, and this is a bit, is that I cannot lock because of the FK here. I don't know for this setup one way to like hold like the elbow in a spot, or even the hand. I'm not sure if that is feasible. And then move the right, so because the parenting connected, so I've been trying to see if there's a way. Let's say that I think for the hand I already know it is possible. So I don't have a spine rig, so let's make a spine rig here. No, not a spine rig, just a simple setup here. And then maybe a neck bone, yes. And alright, so the parenting, I'm not sure I'll maintain this because, yeah, so disconnect bone for now. These will probably be bendy bones, so I'm gonna make them smaller. Now, okay, then I don't have a shoulder bones. This is another setup. I don't remember right now how that would be done, so let's just duplicate that. Depth shoulder left, and delete this one, symmetrize. Yeah, so the shoulder system here, I do something slightly different. For now, this is not super important, so let's do this setup here. So what was the question? The question was about, oh yes, it was about the spine, right? Also, let's for now parent this offset here. Yeah, so the problem is that holding this. Yeah, so here I have the problem of the. And the problem is if I just disconnect here, I will lose the auto I key, so it's not that trivial. So if I perhaps make special bond here just for some experimentation, that will be like a map of pin elbow. This probably won't work because the parenting connected. No, wrong bone to have the bone constraint. Yeah, so it doesn't respect that would require some sort of offsetting maybe, so that this would be the I key chain or the F key chain double thing, but then we cannot see this properly without if you don't have the rig set, so unfortunately but the idea would be so this will be parented connect. However, this, let's do will destroy the chains here. Then here this one, why I cannot select? Yeah, it is connected. Okay, this is set. Oh yes, these names, alright. Yeah. It messed up when I changed the names. Or maybe I just select all these. Symmetrize, there we go. Alright, this is still affecting this because this bone needs to change the Alright, so now we have this, we have this, and however we can have copy transforms. No. Well, there it is. The it stays there, but it creates some problem for the other bones, unless oh yes, it needs the stretching thing. All right, of course. Select Shift G by color. Wait, what is this? Alt M to deform. maybe a copy location just. Yeah, so that is pinned, but we see there's more problems. Because of this third bone, it's not just a simple lock thing. Also, this should be, it will be a double setup, right? Unfortunately, so it's like this, require double activation, which is to the tail. Yeah, so how we, now we'd have the this pin stuff, but it's two mechanisms that we need to activate. This is, or deactivate. It's pretty annoying unless we get an automation for that, but yeah. Not why I'm trying to even do this. This is not necessary. We already, this is not the challenge here, folks. Why I'm doing this. This is solved already from this setup because we can do this. Simple. Oh, there's some crazy stuff going on. That doesn't matter. Yeah, so ignore the, maybe it's this thing. All right. Why this is, there is some, because of this parent. Okay, this actually should be parent to, well, since I don't know, let's just parent to here. And so now, so the problem is not this pin elbow for this, is pin elbow for this. It's much more complicated. So let's pin this. And well, the proposition seems to take effect, but then you see the problems that everything moves all together. Yeah, so we have this, you see, it is spinning, but we have, I see, now I understand what's happening. It wasn't clear on the other rig. So what happens is that everything moves because the F key chain, because of course it is inheriting and would there be, we'd like to have those things static. So I just would like to move this part of the rig, but everything else is moving it, right? So this is not very practical, right? So maybe this could cause more problems, but if I have for example, then copy transforms again. So there's already 3 bones. There we go. So we can do it. Interesting. Let's do something here. Connected, 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 and connected. Do I really have this going on? Pause mode. Auto I key, yes. So if I get this, indeed I can have an I key. Oh, so same, yeah, it's not very good, but I could, for the spine, something could be done about this. Yeah, improve the, wow, this is actually very good. Alright, so I had a whole fake I key rig for the spine, but this this sort of solves everything because we have F key and I key. Alright, so this is just too good. Alright folks, so and here, as you can see, yeah, but now the parent is connected. It's a bit harder to pose, but you see the elbow is stuck there. The arm stretches a little. We can sort of control this stretching by exerting some limits, I think. No, this is volume variation. It's not this that will hold it in place. It is the limit. No, limit will. It is limit distance. So, for instance, I would not allow this bone to, the head of its bone to, so limit distance, and this must be on, this is a good example where it needs to be pose space, if otherwise, if we, because it has some calculations here. So inside, yes. So basically, let's see if that's true. No, okay, the bone doesn't stretch, but the body still can go. Of course, we cannot hold that unless I could. Yeah, but that will be crazy, right? I think that would create a dependency cycle, like if I try to hold something like that, right? Limit distance from the head of the upper arm, yeah, so it's not really working. It does nothing, right? Because it's parent, right? I need to break this relation, so that is not working for this case, but at least we can have this sort of okay, why, if this is the last bone, why I just can't move it? Oh, that prevents to move. Okay. And oh, by the ways, Interesting. And the IK is completely the IK chain is completely lost. Another, however, the problem with this kind of setup is that if we have to find this, yeah, then turn off, then the everything there goes. So that will be a problem, a bit like the problem of the switch, right? Because we'll have to find a way to go back to a certain spot without, but by maintaining the right. We could do this with this hand there in an easier way. So this is quite useful. So this will be like some sort of I key, master I key, right? But actually it's this one, except that this one gets controlled, right? So this one is parent to, yeah, so I cannot get this parent to this thing, right? This will create some crazy, I guess, this will probably be very wrong. Yeah, now everything moves, right? So I can't do this. But I can use it as a way to offset those, and this is this limit distance that I'm not sure, remember now exactly what was that for, or even if I would need it. The problem here is that this chain here needs to be the same there. It's not deformed bones. So that's getting interesting. I think this is plausible. If there's just, it solves big issues, there's just even this, right? I just would need to find, maybe there are better way than even that, right? Locks, this locks the, yeah. So that's it for now, folks. I'll keep investigating this, because if I can find an automation sort of way that can make these setups easier, then that could be a completely new rig setup, much simpler than what I used to be to make the simultaneous F key I key thing. This holds a lot of potential for simplicity and efficiency. So that's it, folks. I think that's enough for this we already started to do a lot of things. Let me just give here some insight. So this is the Boolean mount. No, we're not gonna do it because it would require much more investigation. There's some, oh yes, this for Aisha, so I need to fix this UV warp modifier rig. For the eyes, right? Eyes track, right? Then join UVs. This is a little detail. Yeah, so this for rigging investigate. Oh yeah, I remember already. So chain auto key mechanism chain for spine. It is missing. Then investigate retake armature. Yes, we did that. We restarted from scratch an armature. Today is day 19, let's say. Started yesterday. Yes, so this investigate, this is research, right? Very crucial. I already was trying. This is the pin, elbow, and forearm. There are two topics at least. Yeah, pin, elbow, easy switch. So that would be like use driver maybe. And then another question about here would be mimic master I key hand, pin hand. Yeah, so this I need to know if there is another way to do this with auto IQ options. If not, that's okay. I just need to find this auto switch here. The auto switch seems to be, yeah, just scale up and down and you get something here. So for this bone, right? So in this switch, this is the problem, because we need to find an adaptation that match. So this is a bit tricky, complicated. So that's it, folks. Then the Dorothy rig has way more things to consider for here for rigging, but as I go simplifying the rig of Aisha here, remaking from scratch, I will be addressing those things too. And it seems a lot. Yeah, it is a lot, but for me that should be feasible. So I just need to readapt in the direction of simplification. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching once again. Sorry for taking too long. Take care and happy blending. See ya tomorrow, or maybe today, much later. See ya, folks. Happy blending and have a nice weekend soon.